Brand new edition of Max Talks Box Office. Here on Max Talks Movies, my name is Max Dindenberg. Today I'm going to be breaking down the box office of this past weekend, which is February the 13th to the 15th, 2026. Look ahead at what movies are hitting theaters this upcoming weekend, and also letting you know the videos that are going to be hitting my channel this week. So my name is Max Dindenberg. Welcome back to Max Talks Box Office here at Max Talks Movies. If you guys are new, hit that subscribe button, guys. Ring that bell so you're notified when my videos hit the channel here. I do movie, TV show reviews, added theater reactions, movie franchise rankings. This show every Monday. I do it all. Subscribe, ring the bell. We're growing really quickly here, guys, so really appreciate it. Keep subscribing. Really help support the channel. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on the box office? Also, what did you see this past weekend in theaters? Did you have a big Valentine's Day movie theater experience? Let me hear your thoughts down in the comments. Also, please let me know what you're planning on seeing this upcoming weekend. And also, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. So without further ado, guys, let's get into this past weekend's box office, which I said was the February the 13th to the 15th, 2026. And Wuthering Heights is number one this weekend. It opened to $32.8 million. Now, again, this is a President's Day 4-day weekend. So we're going to see these numbers go up because everyone is off work today for the most part. So a lot of people out there saving today to go see Wuthering Heights. Now, I think Wuthering Heights itself is a very solid opening. The budget for this movie is $80 million. And box office numbers also involved here. The movie should open around $37, $38 million for the 4-day weekend. Now, I said it's an $80 million budget. I think they expected this movie to do much better, but I was shocked. There was tons of pushback on this movie, especially from book readers of Wuthering Heights. There's a lot of hate out there for this movie. I wasn't like the biggest fan of the movie, thought it was okay or average, but I had many people personally either DM me on Instagram or TikTok or even comment on YouTube saying that they were book readers and they absolutely hated this movie. It's one of the first movies since I've been doing YouTube, or at least gone to this level of YouTube, where people have personally reached out to me telling me their perspective on the movie, their book perspective on the movie, and what changed and what they really adapted, what they didn't adapt. And I haven't heard that much pushback on the movie, at least personally on my YouTube channel since I've started. So I think there's a lot of pushback from book readers. I do think this is another instance where this is also not a, we've seen a lot of movies based on books released over the last, especially 2 years or so. But there are a lot of books that recently come out. If it's a Hunger Games book or it's a Colleen Hoover book, for example, these are books that have been released over the last 5 to 10 years. These are recent books. Wuthering Heights is a book that came out in the 1800s, and I think that was a problem here. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling, who got a huge momentum after Barbie became one of the biggest movies, obviously, of all time. But both have really struggled outside of Barbie. I think many people expected Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling to continue their success and really build on Barbie after that film. Gosling had The Fall Guy in 2024. That did not end up working out. Margot Robbie's first movie post Barbie was last year. That movie with Colin Farrell totally bombed at the box office. And here we are later where Margot Robbie still isn't pulling in. She's still a big star, but she's not a movie star that any studio can just say she's in the movie, so she's gonna pump up the box office. Now, it's obviously gonna be the most successful, I guess, most amount of money made on an Emerald Fennell movie before. Promising Young Woman and Saltburn were not really big movie theater successes, especially Promising Young Woman, which is a very much an awards movie. Saltburn was a massive success on streaming from Amazon, but when it was originally in theaters, not that many people were talking about it really until it hit streaming. So Wuthering Heights for Warner Brothers, again, this is not going to limit Emerald Fennell or Margot Robbie or Jacob Elordi. This is not career killers for any of them. Elordi still has Euphoria coming up this year, as well as he's starring in Ridley Scott's film in August. Plus, he is nominated for an Oscar in a month. So his career is doing just fine. I think Margot Robbie, again, her production studio. I do think moving forward, it's going to be very interesting. Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, can they recapture that brilliance, which was the over $1 billion success of Barbie in the summer of 2023? In second place this past weekend was GOAT from Sony Pictures, opening to $27.2 million. If you also throw in the Monday box office, which is reportedly $7.8 million right now, the 4-day number for this movie is $34 million. Now, this budget is reportedly between $80 to $90 million. But I think from a Sony Pictures perspective, they did very good counter programming, as if people were going to go see a romantic movie over the Valentine's Day weekend, people went to go see Wuthering Heights. If there was a counter programming movie that families wanted to spend time on Valentine's Day together, they went to see GOAT. And I think family movies are really good counter programming, honestly, to anything, but especially holidays like Valentine's Day. Couples go to see the romantic rom-com type movies, and kids also like to get involved in the Valentine's Day. Instead of seeing a rated R movie, they go see a family movie, which turned into GOAT. The audience scores, the critic scores are really strong for this movie. With no real competition coming up, this movie could do even better as the weeks move on. Again, Sony Pictures turning into a really strong animation studio. They're really known for making the Spider-Verse movies. They've done other movies like Mitchell's vs. Machines, for example. A lot of other movies they've done, including K-pop Demon Hunters, which they sold to Netflix instead of playing that movie in theaters. So they are a successful animation studio right now, and GOAT turned out to be a very solid hit for the studio. Crime 101 opened in third place, $24.1 million for the 3-day, $27 million for the 4-day. Crime 101, I don't understand the budget. The movie reported budget is $93 million. And you can say, well, there's a lot of big stars here, but this is a very sleek crime espionage movie. And the fact that it costs nearly $100 million to make is crazy, which means it needs to make around 220, I would say, million to break even. Not sure this movie is going to get here. Talking about actors who struggle at the box office, Chris Hemsworth and Halle Berry are two big examples. Hemsworth has never been a theatrical money-making lead outside of the MCU. He's been a big streaming hit with his 2 Extraction movies, but he's never been a lead in a bona fide hit in theaters outside of being Thor. Hemsworth is trying to build his career outside of Thor, as he's going to be in these Avengers movies. He's going to get another chance to play Thor in Thor 4. But he's trying to build a career outside of the franchise. But I think his problem is he relied way too much on Netflix, especially post Endgame, with 3 or 4 exclusive Netflix movies. When you lean that heavy into streaming, people think they can wait at home for your movies. Hemsworth is a big case of that. Halle Berry has been, again, one of the most iconic people in Hollywood over the last 20 to 30 years. That hasn't also translated to any relative box office success for any of her movies, especially over the last 5 to 10 years. Ruffalo, another person not really known for drawing in butts and seats as well. So Crime 101, don't know why this movie is the most expensive movie then of the weekend. So very interesting there. At number 4 is Send Help, which had only trying to make sure I am officially correct here, it only had a 3% drop in its third weekend, $8.8 million, 47.7. A lot of people went on Valentine's Day to check out Send Help, which I guess is the horror version of the Valentine's Day trip, as even though this is not a romantic movie whatsoever, it is a guy and a girl stranded on this island. Really good stuff. Sam Raimi and Send Help really needed a weekend like this. It's kind of been going very under the radar, even with these numbers. Still, I don't see anyone talking about this movie. I don't think Raimi or Disney cares, because this movie had a ridiculously strong hold, and with no competition again this weekend, could continue to have good holds for at least the next week. And wrapping up the top 5 this past weekend is Solo Miyu from Angel Studios, only dropping 7% in its second weekend, made another $6.5 million, $17 million domestic. This is one of the more successful Angel Studios movies. It's, as I said last week, it's probably their biggest star that they've had star in an Angel Studios movie, live action wise, with Kevin James. Really start marketing for this movie, especially having him appear at the Super Bowl as well. So Strong marketing. Angel Studios is definitely a studio to be taken seriously. It's not this blockbuster major studio, but they're definitely making crowd-pleasing hits for the target audience that they are going for. When we talk about this upcoming weekend in theaters, as I said, there's really not much competition. There are three movies hitting theaters this weekend. The first is How to Make a Killing. That is the new A24 movie starring Glenn Powell and Margaret Qualley. Glenn Powell's career has kind of tanked over the last year or so. He is hoping that A24, this could be a underrated sleeper hit because Running Man was a disaster for him in 2025. He's looking to bounce back with How to Make a Killing. Psycho Killer, a indie-like horror movie, is hitting theaters. It's from the writer of Seven and the producers of Barbarian and Weapons, starring Georgina Campbell, who starred in Barbarian for Zach Kreger. This is obviously Kreger's not involved, but the people part of his projects are involved in this movie. We'll see if another horror and family movies are hot right now. Can another horror movie make its way into the box office? We shall see. And then religious movie, I Can Only Imagine 2 is hitting theaters as well this weekend. So what are you guys going to see in theaters this weekend? Let me know down in the comments. I'm going to have videos out for the majority of the week this week. Tonight, you're going to get my Out of Theater reactions. I'm going to the AMC Screen Unseen. Whatever I see tonight, Out of Theater reaction tonight, full review for that movie tomorrow. I'm seeing Crime 101 tomorrow, so Out of Theater reaction for Crime 101 on Tuesday with the full-fledged review for that movie on Wednesday. And then whatever I see, I'll drop a review, Out of Theater reaction as well on Thursday and Friday. And I'm back here, guys, on Monday for a new box office breakdown show.